Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the locked library day. I've just put my scissors down somewhere. I don't know where they've gone. There they are. Yay! So it's new book day. Let's crack on and unbox. Can't remember the theme, as I always often can't. Can't even get into the box today. It's off to a great start. They've double taped it. Why have they done that? Okay, there we go. There we go. I got it. Okay. We're in. Let's get cracking. Oh, it's quite thin. Okay, well, it's not, but it kind of is compared to last month's one. Okay, let's get into the tissue paper. We have got The Gilded Crown by Marianne Gordon. Every life comes at a price. Ooh, I've just seen the sprayed edges. So here we have the front cover. Top is black, bottom's also black. We've got a nice red ribbon. It's the back of the book, which I will read in a second. And then these are our pretty edges filled with crowns and beautiful leaves, I think. Leaves? Yeah, they're leaves. So that's very, very nice. And on the back we've got, he was standing at the head of the bridge, leaning against the wall. The light bowed around him, stooped before him. It made her eyes hurt to look his way. He still wore the heavy winter coat which bled into the darkness. The dark gloves. He was exactly as she remembered him. Do you know why I'm here? She asked. Her voice was high. He laughed, a short, sharp exhalation of breath, which made her flinch, and looked out over the grey fields. She felt her cheeks heat. Do you? She demanded. She didn't like to be laughed at. Yes, he replied slowly, I do. Interesting. So then, okay, yeah, we've got, I forgot to do the other bits. You can tell I'm with it today. I love the red on black. That's cool. And then obviously we've got that on the side. And then we've got a continuation of the sprayed edges basically on the front and back. Oh, that's a shame. It looked like they've matched it up on that bit, but it's just the edge of the crown. That would have been nice if they'd matched it so the pattern definitely continued across. But that's just me. Okay, let's put the dust jacket back on. Okay. Book 1 in the Raven's Trade series. The first time Helivir visited death, she was 10 years old. Since she was a little girl, Helivir has been able to raise the dead. Every creature can be saved for a price demanded by the shrouded figure who rules the afterlife, who takes a little more from Helivir with each soul she resurrects. Such a gift can rarely remain a secret. When Princess Sullivan, sole heir to the kingdom's throne, is assassinated, the Queen summons Helivir to demand she brings her granddaughter back to life. But once is not enough. The killers might strike again. The princess's death will cause a civil war, so the Queen commands that Helivir remain by her side. But Sullivan is no easy woman to be bound to. Even as Helivir begins to fall in love with her, with the threat of war looming, Helivir must trade more and more of herself to keep the princess alive, and death will always take what he is owed. That sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting. And by day, Marianne Gordon works as an editor at an academic publisher, and by night she loves to write fiction. When she's not reading or writing, she enjoys cooking, quilting or sewing, or riding around the Scottish countryside on her motorbike. The Gilded Crown is her debut novel. And then it's got her links. She's got a blog, her Twitter and Instagram, which I will try and show you guys there. It sounds interesting. I'm hoping it's better than the book I've literally just finished, because this will be my next read. I'm just going to dig out the bookmark ribbon because I love them. Again, red and black. Loving the themes, loving the colours. Oh wow, we've got a very long author's letter in here. So I'm going to try and struggle my way through this because apparently I can't read out loud. Dear Locked Library reader, The Gilded Crown is my debut novel set in the world of the Cron. I wrote it during various lockdowns in the pandemic as a form of escapism and also as a way of engaging with reality. It was both a reprieve and a way for me to reframe what was happening in a manner my head could process. The story follows the life of Helivir, a herbalist, with the ability to bring back the dead for a price. Death is the ultimate cross-literary, cross-media character. It has been anthropomorphized across the world and across centuries, from green figure of Osiris in ancient Egypt, sewn together by his consort, to recent depictions of a young, kindly-faced woman in Neil Gaiman's The Sandman. It has been personified as everything from a simple psychopomp, a friendly guide taking you across the Styx, into the afterlife, to an impartial judge tasked with weighing good and bad souls to determine their eternal fate. It has been depicted as a winged youth, Thanatos in Greek mythology, a figure in black with a scythe, the Grim Reaper, and a hell of a double bass player if you believe Bill and Ted. A terrifying skeletal duo with gaping jaws. I am not even going to attempt to pronounce that, but in Aztec mythology. A judge with a full court, Yama in Buddhist mythology, a giantess who is half blue, Hel in Norse mythology. Often death is just one of the many attributes of a deity like Morana in Slavic paganism, who is also a goddess of winter, or it is a responsibility split across a whole cohort of gods. There's a library that could be written about historical representations of death. It is also fascinating that most depictions take a form that we can converse with. Anthropomorphized, I think one reason for this is that as humans we hope that such a being would be omniscient, wise, would see our lives in their final entirety, and know us for exactly who and what we are, ultimately neutral even while passing judgment. It's a comforting thought that we could be seen in this way, known so completely. The idea that this being which stands at the end of our lives, inking the full stop after our last chapter, could be human in its appetites and temper, prone to fits of anger and not neutral at all, is disturbing to think about. My heroine Helivir becomes locked in a battle of wills with such a being. This book begins as an exploration of this battle and grew from there to become quite a different beast altogether. To include Princess Sullivane, intrigue and civil war, but it's Helivir's relationship with death, both the being and the place, but was the source of the story and still sits at its heart. I so enjoyed writing The Gilded Crown, and I hope you enjoy reading it. And then it's signed. My cat was in my room then because I could hear something moving, but not. This sounds interesting. I like the letter, but having read Belladonna and Foxglove, the idea of death being something human and having those kind of emotions isn't something new to me, but I am interested to see how this works and what happens with it. And yeah, it should be a good read. Hopefully it's a series, which is kind of nice. It's probably gonna end on a cliffhanger that I'm not gonna like, and I'm gonna have to wait a couple of years for the sequel, as tends to be my life with books at the moment, annoyingly. And just give me a series. Like, just publish your whole series at once. I don't like waiting. Come on, it's not fair for me. It's not fair. But it sounds nice. I'm excited to read this. I've literally, about 10 minutes before this rocked up, finished a book and started writing my review, but my website isn't working because it's not letting me put photos on there at the moment, so I'm going to put that on hold and start reading, I guess. But yeah, it's an exciting book. I love the sprayed edges. I love the colour scheme. As always, I think with the Lock Library, we actually get it as an early release, which is pretty cool. I would have to double check that though. That seems to be the trend with the other books that we have had. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. It sounds interesting. There's not much else I can really say on it. I love the roses on the back. I think they're very pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna read this, and once it's done I will post a review on my website below. The links will be in my description. And this just is a very short unboxing because it's book only, so I can't talk about other things. But yeah, if you've liked this video, please consider dropping a like and a subscribe. You'll get a notification next time I go live with more videos. And let me know in the comments what you think about this book. Does it sound interesting? Are you excited to read it? If you're going to get it at all. And I'll see you for the next video.